All right, as you can see, we have Logic loaded up right now, and this is the Splat-to-Clat on a channel. Let's make this channel a little larger just to get the visuals here. Okay, so we got Splat-to-Clat on a. You can do this in any one of your DAWs. So we open up Splat-to-Clat. We have it right here. Just a side note, you can even resize within the DAW. We even added that to resize however you want to within the DAW. So let's just choose a beat. Let's go to factory chops here. Let's go to this one here. And so as you can see, the loop is generally at 91 BPM, but this is a MIDI. So this is your preset. Inside of your preset includes a MIDI. The MIDI is saved actually inside of the preset. Okay, so what we have here is the BPM is 91, and this preset is pulled up. Built inside of this preset is the actual MIDI file. So you want to do this, you want to launch this in your DAW, and we get this question a lot. So the BPM is 91. If I hit return right now in the DAW and I hit, so it's synced up. This play button is synced up to this play button, and it's playing the sound. Most people don't want that. So the first thing you want to do, let's match the BPM. So if I go here and match the BPM, now we're looking at, woo, that's the slug, 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 slug. Yeah. Okay. So we hit enter, and that's not what we want. What we want to do is to click here and take this MIDI and drag and drop it. For those of you who are on iOS, you can actually do this, and then we loop this. Now, if we do this, both are actually playing at the same time. You don't want that. So we added this quick button right here called DAW Sync. Now, it used to be here. Where we at? DAW Sync, transport control. But we added it fast so you can do it here. So when I unclick here, now it doesn't. That's the reason why it wasn't playing. The reason why it wasn't playing is because all my MIDI channels are off. So I have to make sure all my MIDI channels are on. And when I hit this, now this MIDI is going to be actually playing this. And when I stop it, it's synced up with the DAW only and not synced up with the with this version here. Okay, so that's a big question I get all the time: is how in the world do I want the MIDI? So even with this MIDI, now you can hit record, and now you can record over the MIDI. Okay, and so, and another thing is a lot of people don't know, is that when you open this up, you see this import. Well, I can actually import the MIDI. So let's do something here. Let's export this MIDI. You know this MIDI file works. So let's export this MIDI and say new MIDI. All right, so let's delete this. Now let's do something here. Let's open that chop up. That was this one right here, okay? We'll open that chop up and turn this DAW Sync on. All right, let's do something here. Now watch this. I can drag this MIDI in, and it's called new MIDI. I'm gonna save this as a new preset. New preset. All right. Now let's go to our presets. Right here, user bank, and let's just select something different, and let's go back here, user bank, new preset. Now, as you can see, now this new preset is here from a MIDI file that we exported. So what I'm saying is you can drag and drop or import. Both works for iOS and desktop. You can import your own MIDI files, and these MIDI files will play. So this same MIDI file that I imported, if I hit play, that's the new MIDI file that I just exported. So what I'm saying is that now you have the ability to not only use the MIDI files we have, but bring in your own MIDI files so that you can create your own chops and do everything from there. So just a summary of that part. You start the DAW, you open this up, you drag the MIDI, then you turn off DAW sync, and then you make sure in your settings, which I didn't, make sure in your settings that all of the MIDI channels are selected because it's still MIDI. Loop your section, and now and obviously what you want to do is do this, and now you just make a long loop, and then once you make your long loop, you can go over and edit over this, or you can duplicate this track, and now you have the same settings here. Now you can overlay, and so while you're recording here, you can overlay a beat over here, and it'll add to this as well. So basically, you're playing this beat here, but you're recording here. Okay, so let's actually see something. Yeah, you're actually recording there. So that's how that works. Let's move on to the next section.